Hi, my name is Mr. Yonker, and I'm a science teacher here at Farmington High School. And what I'd like to demonstrate today for you, the viewer, and for my class, this Physics 9 class, is how to build a really neat contraption called a mousetrap catapult. And the reason we do this is it's part of our unit on levers, and levers are simple machines that give us a mechanical advantage. They help us do things like shovels and wheelbarrows and pulleys and other things. Even screwdrivers and screws that we screw in are types of simple machines that give us an advantage and help us do things. A hammer certainly would be included in that as well. And the neat part about a mousetrap is that it's more or less a second and a third class lever, and you can use a mousetrap to do a lot of really neat things. They're cheap, they're easy to find, and they make for great experiments. And so in this lab, what we're going to do is we're going to build a mousetrap catapult, which resembles more or less kind of like a medieval catapult, but with just modern parts. And so the power of the catapult, of course, is the spring. And one of the things that we like to figure out is what's the actual force on the spring, because then that can tell us how much work the catapult can do and perhaps even how far the catapult can shoot. And so what I do to test the force of our catapults is just put a simple little scale on it, and I can pull it back, and we can find out that this spring on the mousetrap pulls about 1,400 grams, which comes down to about, I think that's about 14 newtons of force. So that's quite a bit of force for just a little tiny mousetrap. So we need a mousetrap, we need some tongue depressors, and you can see I've got two different sizes. I've got kind of a large tongue depressor and then a smaller one. And here's a broken finished product. The spoon broke on this. But more or less all you need are the tongue depressors, tape, hot melt glue, and a spoon and a string. And the string makes this really simple and lightweight because the string just keeps the motion of the catapult so that it only moves halfway through the full swing of its lever arm, stops it here, and then allows the catapult to launch marshmallows or Hershey's Kisses or whatever you want. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on this. The first step is to put the stop, which is the piece of string on there. So I'm going to have one of my students help me out, and she's just going to hold that up and make sure that you might even want to use another finger up there just to keep it from, yeah, perfect, right there. So that's where I want it to stop, and so I just take a piece of string here, and this is just paracord. And it's nice, it's strong, it's simple to use, and I just use 10 inches of paracord, which gives me some working room. And you can see the little part of the mousetrap right here where the arm was that held the spring down when it was a trap. You just go through that little hole and bring it up over the top of the trap, and all you're making is a simple knot. So I tie it overhand, and you can go ahead and push that back just a little bit more, Vonda, because this will stretch a little bit. And then I'm just going to go over, down, and through, and tighten it up like that. And I think if we could, in my top drawer by my computer is a scissors. If somebody wants to go get that for me, that'd be great. The top drawer just under that. And so you can see, go ahead and let go now. You can see that the stop has been created, and when you launch it, it always stops at the same spot. So I'm going to get a pair of scissors to trim this up a little bit, and thank you so much for doing that. So we're going to just trim the knots to get that excess out of the way. And there you go, just like that. So the next step in building this, I could do a couple different things, but my next step is going to be to put the cross beams on. And what the cross beams do is it just gives us a place to launch the catapult, but it also holds the spoon, which is what holds the projectiles. I don't know if I said this earlier, but one of the things that you can use this for, it's really nice, is one is it's just learning how a lever works, how a simple machine works. But what this also does is it allows us to examine projectile motion. And we can watch an object go through the air like a marshmallow or whatever, and we can make that part of our experiment as well. So So to put the lever arm on, that's where we use our hot melt glue. And I'm going to go ahead and put one of the sticks through here. And then I'm going to have my student help me with this by go ahead and put some hot melt glue on both of those. So go ahead and do that, Nicole. And just, yeah, we're just right there. Just put it right on that, right on each side of the metal. Yep. And even more. Yep. Give it a nice squeeze. And then on the inside as well. On the inside, in the metal arm right there, right there. Right like there. All over it. And right there. Okay, good. Then what we're going to do is leave that like that. That's on there. Still kind of sticky. Then I'm going to slide the spoon in. I think I slid the spoon in on the back side, so let's do that. So the spoon goes like that, and then you hold the wooden piece down, and then I'm going to need you to put more glue on there. This time go ahead and just blob it all over both sticks.
Across there?
All the way across. Yep. A lot, yeah, all the way. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. You gotta keep pumping it, kind of. Squeeze more. Is it coming out? Oh, that's not the right side. Squeeze stick. Here we go. Okay, go ahead. Good squeeze. Okay. And
Oops.
it's okay. So we got that on. Then what we're going to do is, if you could tear off a little tape for me. Why don't you go ahead and tear off a couple pieces of tape. This will stick on eventually, but we're going to tape it as well. And why don't you tear some of that off for me? That's okay, it never works.
Please.
Yep. Perfect. So what we do then is we've got the crossbars on, and we'll add more hot melt glue in there just for support, but we tape this just to reinforce it a little bit more. And I'll slide the spoon down a little bit further. This is kind of the most tedious part of the whole project, but it makes it strong. And why don't you give me another, you got another red piece?
Mm-hmm.
Give me a real long red piece too.
That long enough?
Yeah, that's good. So far so good, you guys, thanks. So we've got the spoon in place and a long red piece, so we're going to go down at the bottom of the spoon so it doesn't wiggle and come out. I'm going to place this piece of tape around the base. And you guys, I know you're kind of sort of checking in a little bit, but you kind of watch what I'm doing so you know how to do this. So we're going to go around the bottom part of the spoon like this. And if I'm over 10 minutes, I'm way longer than a normal YouTube video. Is that okay, Charlie? We can always edit it, can't we?
Yeah.
Okay. So we've got that set up. That's looking good. Then I'm going to add a little more glue. And one of the things you notice, what's maybe wrong about this? Is the spoon looking good and straight?
No.
It's not. So we got to straighten that out. Otherwise, when we launch it, it's going to the left or to the right. So this is the time when we adjust the spoon to be pretty nice and straight. And that's a good launch angle. See, we can adjust these are some of the variables, you guys, so we can adjust the string. I can loosen the knot and adjust it so that the spoon's a little bit more forward. But I like it like that, and now the spoon is pretty much straight up and down. I'm going to push hard on that tape, and now I'm going to take some of the glue and go all around the base of the spoon. And just blob it in there. because it doesn't add that much weight, but it adds quite a bit of strength. And that'll hold this all together. And that should be good right there. Now, before I go ahead and put the base of this on, and it's almost done now, so we're really close. Before I put the base on it, this little end part right here, the metal piece that held on the trigger, that needs to be pounded in a little bit further so that it doesn't pull out when you launch it. So that's why I've got the hammer here. So I'm going to pull back on that, and then I'm just going to tap down. Make sure that's in there really good. Look at that, already stuck on there. 2 more pieces and we're done. So if you guys could, get ready to stick that on. See how that piece is on there? So go ahead and grab that, and then I'm going to put a little, first of all, I'm going to fix this. Hold on. I'm going to put glue on the base, and then just stick it on sideways when I tell you. Ready, set, go. Set it right on there. And then now, and then squish it down there. Good. Perfect. Perfect. Yep, that's that piece. And then grab another one right there and put it on the long way. See how that is? And if someone, let's see, did I bring the marshmallows up here?
No. No.
Can someone, I think it's over to my left. If someone wants to go grab a couple marshmallows, we'll launch it and we will be done. So that stabilizes the front of the launcher, the catapult. This stabilizes the back, and it's all set to go. And I don't know if you can pan further out, and you'll actually be showing some of my wonderful students over there, and we're going to launch a couple marshmallows. So here we go. So the dramatic moment, the launcher is done and completed. I'm going to pull back, and you place the marshmallow in. You put both fingers on the back support to hold it, and go. And you can see you got some super air on that. Let's do one more. That probably went about 30 feet. And another one, way over Razel's head. And 3, 2, 1, launch. Oh, that one didn't go anywhere. Let's try another one. That one rolled off.
Apparently that one didn't want to go flying.
3, 2, 1. Oh, okay. We'll edit that one out. Last try. 3, 2, 1, and a good launch. That would have gone 40 or 50 feet. So, nice little mousetrap catapult. This is Mr. Y telling you about a great little project you can do with your class. Have a great day. We'll see you. Bye.